MLB baseball. So the Astros, they took care of business in this second to recent game with the White Sox. And before we get started, man, I want to say rest in peace to Willie Mays over there with the White Sox, man. They did a major announcement and everything. And but anyways, the Houston Astros, they beat the White Sox 4-1 in a away game in Chicago. James, I'm gonna start with you. What was the biggest factor of the Astros winning this game?
I would say that defense and stopping the White Sox from scoring more than a point. I mean, that to me is impressive. And it gives a lot of hope for the Astros to go far through the postseason.
Yeah. Well, Byron, have you seen this game?
I caught some of the highlights, especially the ones that you sent me. But
Yeah.
also, like I kept up what people were tweeting on Twitter at the time of the game. I know Salazar had a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs. I believe he went 2 for 2. I'm trying to pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Two RBIs. Yeah, defense was a big part as well. But Salazar came through when we needed timely hitting, which the Astros struggle with this year with runners in scoring position. I think we're top 5 in baseball in hits, but when it comes to runners in scoring position, we can't produce. So it was big to see that because, Astros, they got to start turning it around because you can't sit 7 games below 500 any longer,
Yeah.
especially with the deadline coming where the front office has to make a decision. Do we sell but I do think they're going to be buyers at the deadline. I think they're going to be buyers, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I just think there's too many injuries, and then you still don't know when you're getting Luis Garcia and McCullers. And if you make the trades for the 2 pitchers that Dana Brown has talked about, I think you can get those. I think you have a shot. But if you wait till July 31st, that's what, 6 weeks. I think that's when you're really playing with fire. Where, for me personally, if you're going to wait that long, I don't think we're going to be in the playoffs this year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to be wrong. I hope to be that fan that's totally wrong. Everyone calls me out, but I think they're going to come up just a tad bit short because now the Mariners are starting to win. So,
I would have to say the biggest factor for them, man. I just say their defense, especially in the 6th inning, when they were up 3-1. They still kept their hustle going. Because anything could have happened. They could have came back and tied the game or anything like that. If we kind of get into the major plays from both teams, man. So for the White Sox, Croquet, I don't know if y'all been watching him, the pitcher, man. He had back-to-back strikeouts in the beginning of the game. And then Andrew Benintendi, I think that's his name, he had the first home run. And I think that was their only score. So, that was pretty much for them. And then on the Astros side, they got the overturn. It's a foul ball in that first inning. I guess because the White Sox, they called the play too late. They kept hitting on that left side, Myron. I don't know if you noticed that. And they were just getting free runs on that left side, man, for sure. And then I say the third to first base defensive play in that 6th inning. So, yeah, man, it seemed like the defense really just worked for them in this game. It really took advantage in that last game too. But I mean, kind of what you said, I think, yeah, they need to figure out the injuries, man, because it's a lot for sure. But currently they're 34-40, like their record. Can they find a way to make a winning streak back going? I'll start with you, James.
I think that they can, and it would be wonderful for them to surprise us. And, a month from now, we're talking about their path through the playoffs. These are a lot of these players have, that postseason experience, some of them World Series experience. So it's a possibility, but they're going to have to work for it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They can. Like I said, they have to have a great game plan strategy. We know they're strong on offense. They just have to have a good technique. It seems like they come strong on the offense and then really become effective on the defense around the end. Byron, what do you think? What's a good strategy you think the Astros need to have a winning streak?
The biggest thing is they got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. There's a lot of games where they should have been wins, and then for some reason everything goes left, whether it's not scoring more runs when you have the chance where, let's say you have 2 runs in scoring position, no outs, you come with nothing, or just pitching. I know Ryan Presley's been struggling because I know there was like at least 3 games in the last 2 weeks where they should have been wins. I know they lost the game to the Angels on June 9th, 7-9, which should have been a win, but I think they gave up. Let me see. They gave up 4 runs in the last 2 innings, which you just can't do when you're playing bad baseball,
Yeah.
especially when you're below 500. Because the mistakes that they're making, that's not what we're used to. That the mistakes that they make is more of a team that's trying to rebuild and start all over again. So, I mean, like I said, the clock's ticking. You have almost like 5 weeks until the deadline, so something's got to start, or some
Oh yeah,
decisions are going to be made.
definitely, definitely. And we kind of get into the players of the game. Salazar, he was 2-2 with a 2 RBI. And Jake Myers, man, he had back-to-back doubles. Shout out to him. He was really hustling on both sides of the ball. And just to end this off, man, based off the rest of the Houston Astros schedule, which team do y'all feel is going to be a challenge for them, and why? I'll start with you, Byron.
So I'm gonna just do it within the next 2 months. But
Yeah.
you have Baltimore. You have a 3-game series with Baltimore starting today. I know the guy starting today, Jake Blouse, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's making his first career start. He's skipping AAA because of all the injuries. Because Verlander just went on the IL 15-day list. So I would say Baltimore. You have Toronto. You go into Toronto to begin July. Then you also have the Twins after, which is a playoff team right now, and then Seattle after the All-Star break, and then you have the Dodgers right before the deadline. So I would go with the Mariners and Baltimore because and the Twins, because those are 3 playoff teams you're going to be playing where those games can dictate how these next month and a half goes for you.
Right, right. James, who do you think? Which team, for you, do you think is going to be a problem?
Baltimore will be difficult, but I'm looking into August, and those games against the Rangers are going to be really tough, I'm thinking.
Rangers. Yeah. For me, I had to say the Rangers and the Orioles. I feel like since, they got such high record right now, they're definitely going to give them a little hard time, but they can definitely win this series with them. So we would just have to see. But it's not going to be a cakewalk. I know that for sure. But yeah, y'all let us know how y'all feel about the Astros. Can they get a winning streak going with these recent teams? And we're going to keep you guys updated on them for sure. But I'm passing it over to my co-host James, man. What else we got?
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.